Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been like kind of MIA for a while. I've just been so busy. I'm in the middle of wedding season doing wedding videography and makeup, and I also started a new job doing organic spray tanning. So I wanted to come on and actually create this video for you guys today to kind of update you guys on my self-tanning routine, because through some of the things that I've learned while organic spray tanning and just the spray tanning world in general, a lot of those tips have kind of rolled over into my own self-tanning routine. So I wanted to share those with you guys today, and I wanted to show you guys how I incorporate them using my favorite self-tanning products. Honestly, the only products I've ever just consistently gone back to. Sometimes I'll try a different brand and I'm like, it's okay, like it's fine, but I always consistently come back to LovingTan, and I know that's a favorite of everybody. Everyone loves them, and there is a reason why. So I wanted to do kind of an updated self-tanning routine where I show you guys kind of what I do to prep my skin beforehand, how I apply it for flawless results, and then how I use some of these other products to maintain it for like 2 weeks before I have to start all over again, which is a total game changer for me. So if you guys want to see how I do my whole self-tanning routine, then just keep watching. Before I get completely into the video, I did want to let you guys know that this video is not sponsored. I was sent some of these new products to try out by LovingTan, but you guys know I've been purchasing their products for years and years, and with my own money, and yeah, so I'm just like really humbled and excited that they would choose me to be able to try out some of their new products to share with you guys. And they were also kind enough to share with me a coupon code to give to you guys, and that's code Toria at checkout, and that will get you a free mitt with any Mousse purchase. So this is probably going to be a pretty long video. If you are completely new to self-tanning and you've never done it before, this will be really helpful for you in order to get the best results you can possibly get. And some people who've been self-tanning for years don't even know these tips as well, so I feel like it's a good refresher just to make sure that you're doing all of the right things, or maybe you've noticed that like it has been turning out differently than it used to, or you're not exactly getting the results that you're hoping for. So I do recommend that you guys watch this part. I'll try to keep it as short and sweet and simple as possible while also giving you guys all the information you need. First things first, preparation is key. That is the thing that's going to make or break your tan. You want to make sure that you're doing all of these things, and if you didn't know about them before, that's fine. Don't expect you to know everything. I don't even know everything, I'm sure, but these are the things that really make a difference for me that I've realized over the years that if I don't do them, I don't get as good of a tan as I would, or as long lasting of a tan as I would otherwise. So this first step is actually best being done 12 to 24 hours before you're actually going to tan, but anywhere around like 8 hours out is okay too. So like anything past 8 hours, you probably should wait until the next day, but 8 hours isn't gonna make or break you. 12 to 24 hours is ideal. And the reason why I give myself such a big window when it comes to the prep beforehand is so that my skin can kind of reset, pores can close, and then my skin will be able to better grab onto that color. So the first thing I do is actually run a warm to hot bath. Usually my muscles are pretty sore from working out, so I like to add some bath salts to that as well. I like to make this a whole experience. So I run my bath, and then I'll go ahead and pop on some Netflix and stew for about 20 minutes and just kind of hang out in the bath and chill. So now at this point, I know that I'm ready to scrub. I pull out my trusty tan removing mitt. This thing is the best thing that I ever could have used or found when it comes to removing old tan and exfoliating the skin really well. I found that loofahs really aren't dense enough to actually get it all off, and they're just too soft, but this kind of has this gritty texture. I like to compare it kind of with like sandpaper, but obviously it's not as coarse as sandpaper. It's not going to tear up your skin or anything, but it does a really, really great job at really scrubbing that tanner off without like overdoing it or tearing up your skin or anything like that. And this is also the point at which I do all of my shaving, and I do this because shaving is also an exfoliation. So that's going to exfoliate my skin even further, prep it for the tan, and then after that I'm going to let my skin just kind of settle in order for it to reset and be ready for that tan to go on. Also at this point, I'm not applying any lotions at all to my skin. I want my skin to even be a little bit more on the dry side, a little bit more free of oils and things like that, so that when I do go ahead and tan, it really does sink into my skin. Because if you apply, I'm trying to think of a good example of how to explain to you guys why you shouldn't be applying lotion before you apply your tanner, or even the day before. And that's because, and the only way I can really think to explain that is that when you apply, so this is the top of your skin, this is like the bottom of your skin layer, so this is where the tanner would affect, or the lotion would affect. So you put lotion on top and then it ends up kind of filling up part of that barrier. So there's only this much left of your skin to actually change the color of when you apply your tanner. So you just want it to be able to go all the way through that entire layer so that you get the longest lasting tan possible, because it does come off as your skin naturally exfoliates and turns over and new cells are created. So you want to have as many of those cells as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. Now that I'm all prepped and it's the next day, we're going to go ahead and apply the tanner. So I like to use the tanning mousse. Mousse has always been my favorite and my go-to when it comes to self-tanning, no matter what brand I use. And the Deluxe Bronzing Mousse by LovingTan has always been a huge favorite of mine for many, many reasons. So the reasons why I love the LovingTan formula in general is that it has this like rich, natural olive color. It never looks orange. It never looks unnatural. And you can actually like go out in public wearing the color guard without looking like you're green or you're like dirty or anything like that. Like I feel like it looks so nice even as it's developing. It also has DHA mixed with erythrulose, I think is the ingredient, and the use of both of those together helps to cancel out any of those orange tones. A lot of cheaper DHA formulas and self-tanners don't actually have the erythrulose in them as well, and the buildup of those cheap DHA particles in your skin are actually what end up turning your skin orange. And like I said, it has that color guard in it, so you see exactly where you're applying it. It looks so nice and natural. You have that instant gratification where you feel so tan and good. And sometimes I'll even like apply a little bit just to go out because it gives you a little bit more of that darker appearance. This formula also dries a lot faster than others, so I recommend working in small areas and working quickly, but the fact that it dries down and doesn't leave you feeling sticky is also really nice, especially if you're going to sleep in it or if you're going to go back to work or anything like that, and just in general you don't want to sit there and just feel sticky. So that's another reason why I love it. Also because the smell is amazing. It does not have any kind of gross DHA smell that you get with typical self-tanner. And now back to the application process. I like to start off by applying a nice generous layer of a thick moisturizer to like my fingers, my cuticles, the palms of my hands, my elbows, my knees. Sometimes I'll apply a little bit to the sides of my underarms, my toenails, my ankles, and I think that's about it. I always apply with a tan mitt. I love their tan mitt because it's black, first of all, so it doesn't look dirty or gross. It's very, very soft and smooth. I love the feeling of it gliding over my body. It does a really great job at dispersing the product and not soaking it all up, so you don't feel like you're using up more than you need to. It really does a great job at kind of spreading everything out. It also has this little, it's kind of like a plasticky material on the inside, so make sure that it doesn't soak through and get on your hands, because that would completely defeat the purpose of using a mitt in the first place. Plus, they're also completely washable as well, so every time you use it, you can just rinse the tanner right out and let it dry, and it's ready to go for the next time. What I like to do when I'm applying it is, if apply a few pumps at a time. I like to start at my shins and work my way up my body. I work quickly and in sections, just to make sure, like I said, that it's not drying too quickly and everything looks nice and even. I use any of the excess that I have left over on my hands and my feet. I don't just like put a pump on and then apply it directly, just because our hands and feet don't need that much product at once. A little bit goes a long way because those areas of our skin are a little bit more on the drier side. So I have used this in just the 2 hour and rinsed it off, and then noticed it kept getting darker throughout the day, which is great. I know that a lot of people also like to sleep in it, which is what I typically do as well, because usually, you know, you don't really have time in the day to sit there and then wait and then rinse it off. So what I'll usually do is I get home at night, I'm about to get ready for bed, put it on, go to sleep, wake up in the morning and rinse it off, which is perfectly fine to do. And these are other things that I've kind of learned about what you should and shouldn't do when you're actually stewing in your tan, and they have completely changed my life when it comes to making sure that everything looks nice and even. In general, you want to avoid like putting your bra back on. You want to wear some nice loose comfy clothing. You want to avoid, if you're wearing shorts, you want to avoid crossing your legs, because that will smudge the bronzer and that could cause things to transfer. You also want to avoid obviously anything tight, so putting socks on, things like that. I always used to put my socks back on and I was like, why are my feet look so like patchy or lighter than my legs? And that was the reason why. Like, you can't put socks on directly after. You kind of just have to let everything settle into your skin and let everything process. And the second biggest tip that I've learned is to not take too long of a shower when you do your first rinse in the morning. You just want it to be a quick warm rinse, really quickly go over your body with your hands, make sure you get all the cosmetic bronzer off, and then step out. You don't want to use soap, you don't want to shave, you don't want to do any of that stuff, because that color is going to continue to activate and develop over the next 12 to 24 hours. That's why in general a lot of people say that, and I have personally noticed as well, is that the first day that you rinse your tan off, you do have tan, but you look even better the second day. So I always plan my events and things like that to tan 2 days before. The entire time you have your tanner on, you also want to make sure to be patting yourself dry with your towel. The least rubbing that you do, the longer your tan's going to last and the less you're going to actually rub off of your skin. You also want to always apply lotion so that it'll maintain. The more hydrated your skin is, the longer your tan's going to last. You want to use like a shea butter, cocoa butter, and you want to avoid things like coconut oil or anything that has like alcohol up high in the ingredients list. I noticed and learned myself when I was on vacation that using the spray sunscreens have a lot of alcohol in them. So I was like, why am I so patchy? This is all coming off. This is crazy. This is awful. It was because of the sunscreen. So use a lotion-based sunscreen if you're going to be out in the sun. Now, that was everything about how I prep and then start my tan process. So my tan from that will generally last for about 5 to 7 days before I start to notice that it's starting to come off and that I need to either scrub it off and start again or add a different product that will help kind of revive my tan and prolong that experience. And that is actually the new LovingTan Deluxe Gradual Tan. This stuff, guys, this stuff is a life changer. I didn't know what to expect from it, and I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell in the footage or not, but I thought that I had gone way too far down the road of my mousse coming off, and I was like, oh no, I waited too long. It's like, to this point it was starting to look like it was wearing off in certain areas more than others, so I was like, there's no way that this is going to even this all out. I'm gonna have to start all over again. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna try it. We'll see what happens. And it completely smoothed everything out. It looked flawless. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is going to save me so much time in the long run from having to like start the whole process over again. So I absolutely love this. It dries so quickly. I do apply it with the mitt as well because it is that professional grade strength product. I don't want to get any of it sinking into my hands and turning them colors, so I always apply with the mitt. I like that it already has a color in it as you're applying it, so you can kind of see where you're applying as well. It dries nicely. It doesn't stay sticky on the skin, but it makes you feel really, really soft and smooth and helps hydrate your skin. I like to use this about every other day to kind of maintain the color that I have. And another plus is that it has acai berry extract in it. It has a shea butter base, which, like I said, is perfect for hydrating your skin when you have a tan. And the acai berry actually helps to protect your skin from environmental stressors. It also has coffee extract in it as well, which is good for anti-aging and helps reduce cellulite. So that has quickly become one of my favorite products of all time to use. I love that it helps me extend my tan for almost 2 weeks before I need to start over again. Another product I like to use that's also new to the LovingTan line is the Deluxe Face Tan. And this stuff is so nice. I'm so glad that they came out with something that's made specifically for your face, because there are so many people who've had like sensitivities to using the mousse on their face to where they feel like it makes them break out or emphasizes blackheads or anything like that. I used to feel like sometimes it would make my face a little bit too dark. So I would kind of float between using it and then not using it for a while and just kind of having a white face and using my foundation to kind of create that match between my body and my face. But ever since using this, I absolutely love it. It gives you the perfect amount of color. I just apply it with my fingers quickly and it develops so nicely, dries quickly like all of their other products. Doesn't stay sticky or anything on your skin either. And then this one also has aloe vera, green tea, pomegranate, and acai extracts to enhance your complexion while a natural and luminous tan develops. So I don't have much else to say about that besides the fact that I absolutely love it. It does its job. I'm so glad that they added that to their line. So the last product I do want to at least mention to you guys, I didn't actually like demo this in the video, but I'm sure so many people have heard of this already, and so I'm just going to kind of explain what it does for you guys. So that is the Bronze Shimmer Luminous Cream. This does not have any DHA in it, so it will not give you a permanent tan. It's more of just a cosmetic bronzer with a luminous sheen to it, so it makes your skin look really flawless and beautiful, especially in low light and in photography and even out in the sunlight. It gives you this really natural, has this highlighter in it that makes your skin just look really glowy and healthy and beautiful. I do apply that also with the mitt as well, so that I can apply it and not have to worry about it being all over my palms, even though it will wash right off with warm soapy water. Again, has an aloe vera base with pomegranate and coffee extracts in it. I love that they always add kind of those luxurious ingredients into their products because it just feels and smells so nice. This one I'll tend to use if I'm really on the light side and I just want like a quick color and just like a little bit of enhancement. I'll just put it over my natural skin and it'll deepen my skin slightly and just make it look nice and healthy. But then sometimes I'll also use this right over my tan to give it that nice glow and sheen as well. And plus it will also give it just a slightly darker color as well. So I think that is just about it when it comes to my entire self-tanning routine and how it's changed, and hopefully you guys found it helpful and learned a few new tips and tricks to try out for yourselves. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you to LovingTan for sending me these products and helping to support my channel. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!